Welcome to the channel, everyone. Let's get after it. Today, we're diving into one of the wildest, darkest chapters of American history. Project MKUltra. This isn't some tinfoil hat conspiracy. It's real, backed by stacks of declassified documents that peel back the curtain on what the CIA was up to. Imagine a world where your government drugs you, hypnotizes you, and messes with your head, all without you knowing. That's MKUltra. Let's walk through it, step by step, using what we know from those files. Picture this. It's 1953. The Cold War's heating up, and the CIA's freaking out about Soviet brainwashing tricks. They're convinced the commies have cracked mind control and America's got to catch up. So, they kick off MKUltra, a top-secret program to figure out how to bend people's minds. The goal? Interrogation tools, behavior control, maybe even programmable spies. Declassified memos show they greenlit the project on April 13, 1953, under Sidney Gottlieb, a chemist with a knack for the weird. Right out of the gate, they started experimenting. We're talking LSD, tons of it, plus hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and electroshock. The declassified stuff, like the 1977 Senate hearings, lists over 150 sub-projects. They didn't mess around. They dosed people who had no clue. Prisoners, mental patients, even random folks off the street. The documents say they partnered with universities, hospitals, even jails across the US and Canada. Places like McGill University in Montreal got roped in, running tests that would make your skin crawl. By 1955, things got even crazier with Operation Midnight Climax. Picture this. CIA agents set up fake brothels in San Francisco and New York. They lure guys in, dose them with LSD through drinks or cigarettes, then watch them through two-way mirrors. The files refer to it as behavior observation. They wanted to see if drugs could loosen lips or turn people into puppets. Survivors later testified that they had no idea. They thought it was just a wild night out. Those memos, they're chilling. Clinical notes about guys freaking out while agents scribbled data. Now, let's talk 1960s. MKUltra's in full swing, and the documents show it's a sprawling mess. They're testing everything. Truth serums, sleep deprivation, even planting false memories. One case stands out. Frank Olson. He's a biochemist working with the program, and in 1953, they slip him LSD without telling him. 9 days later, he's dead. He fell out of a hotel window in New York. The CIA calls it but declassified reports from the 70s hint at foul play. His family's still fighting for answers, saying he knew too much. The files don't outright say but they're fuzzy enough to make you wonder. By 1964, this thing's a monster, 150 plus sub-projects, thousands of people guinea-pigged. The declassified budget documents show millions of dollars funneled through front companies. They hit peak madness, dosing soldiers, spiking drinks at bars, even messing with kids in some cases. The church committee, Senate folks who dug into this in '75, found memos admitting most subjects didn't consent. One report says they targeted people who couldn't fight back. That's straight from the CIA's own words. But cracks start showing. In 1967, the CIA's Inspector General gets wind of it and goes, guys, this is nuts. The declassified report from that year calls MKUltra unethical and questions if it even works. Spoiler, it didn't. They couldn't reliably control minds. People just got messed up. Still, they kept going, because why not? The Cold War paranoia was like jet fuel. They thought the Soviets were doing worse. Fast forward to 1973. The program's on borrowed time. CIA Director Richard Helms sees Watergate brewing and knows the heat's coming. He orders every MKUltra file shredded. Thousands of pages torched. The declassified stuff that we have, it's just the scraps that survived because some clerk filed them wrong. Helms wanted it gone, and the docs show he meant it. No trace, no accountability, but he didn't count on a few stubborn pages slipping through. Then, 1975 hits, and boom, the Church Committee blows the lid off. Senators like Frank Church get their hands on those surviving files and start asking questions. They drag CIA brass to testify. The hearings reveal insane details. 80 institutions involved, thousands of victims, drugs tested on people in psych wards. One memo even admits they lost track of who they dosed. The public is floored. Newspapers scream headlines like CIA's secret drug test. It's all there in the Senate report, declassified for anyone to read. By 1977, the hearings dig deeper. Survivors come forward. People like Ted Kaczynski's college professor who got dosed at Harvard, or a soldier who blacked out for days after a training exercise. The files back them up. Subject lists, test logs, payouts to hush people up. The CIA admits it, sorta. They say it's over, but the damage has already been done. People's lives are ruined. Marriages have been wrecked. Minds have been scrambled, all for a program that never even cracked the mind control code. Into the 80s, the fallout keeps coming. Victims sue and some win cash, like Olson's family, who got $750,000 in a settlement. The declassified settlement docs show the CIA knew they screwed up but fought to keep it quiet. Lawsuits pop up everywhere. People saying they were lab rats, pointing to medical records matching the program's timeline. It's messy, ugly, and all too real. Now, the 90s and beyond, it's still trickling out. More files get declassified bit by bit thanks to Freedom of Information Act requests. Books like The Search for the Manchurian Candidate lean on those documents to fill gaps. Survivors die off, but their stories stick. Tales of hallucinations, lost years, all tied to lab codes like MKUltra Subproject 68. People digging into PDFs of those files, piecing it together. So, what's the takeaway? MKUltra wasn't a theory, it was a fact. The declassified documents, memos, budgets, test logs, they prove the CIA ran a decades-long experiment on people's minds. They wanted control, got chaos, and tried to bury it. Thousands suffered, and we only know because a few papers escaped the shredder. It's a warning, right? Power plus secrecy can go off the rails extremely fast. Think about it. This was the 50s to 70s. What's happening now that we don't know about? The files stop in 73, but the questions don't. MKUltra's real evidence, those cold typed pages, show what they're capable of when no one's watching. Everyone, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. I hope you enjoyed digging into this topic with me today. I'll be back soon with another upload. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my merch store at barry-stepp.com. And don't forget to drop a photo of your merch over in the Discord, which is linked in the description of the video, to get your photo in a video. But with all that out of the way, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one.